First of all, we have what is the most basic building block of the GitLab CI/CD pipeline, and it's called a job. So job is basically a step in that pipeline or a workflow that does something. For example, run tests is a job. And then inside that job, we have an attribute called script. So script is basically a section that lets you define commands that you want to execute in that job or in that step, in that pipeline step. So in the script section, you can execute any commands that you can execute on your operating system, right? So this could be simple Linux commands, or if you're on a Windows machine, Windows commands. This could be various CLI tools. For example, you can run commands for npm package tool, Maven, and so on. So that's what the script section is for. And inside the script, we can have a list of commands. And this is YAML syntax. You can define a list using dashes. So here, for simplicity, we're simply going to use an echo command, which will basically just print out a message, whatever we define here, and that will be it. So let's say we're echoing running tests in the job called run tests. And this will be actually a functioning workflow definition, which will run one job called run tests and execute this echo running tests command inside. And as I said, we can define multiple jobs or multiple steps of the pipeline. So let's say after we run the tests, we want to build Docker image. So that will be another job. Here we also have the script. And this time, let's say we want to run two commands. So let's do building Docker image. And then let's echo tagging the Docker image. And let's create a third job here, and let's call it push image. Again, script section where we have, for simplicity, we're going to see obviously other use cases and commands here, but now we're just starting with echo. So logging into Docker registry, and then we have pushing Docker image to registry. So this is a super basic pipeline. We have three jobs that each one executes certain commands using the script attribute. Now let's say in the run test job, we want to prepare the environment before we actually run the tests. So before these commands defined inside the script section actually run, we want to do some preparation work. For example, we want to set some environment variables, we want to generate some test data, we want to connect to some service and fetch the test data, whatever. So basically we have some work to do before the script gets executed. And for that, we actually have its own attribute or section inside the job called before script. In exactly the same way as in the script section, here also we can execute commands to do any preparation work that we want. So again, for simplicity, we're going to use echo here, and we're going to say that we're preparing test data here, like this. Now let's say once the tests are actually completed, we want to clean up some stuff. Maybe we want to remove those test data and refresh the state, or maybe we want to connect to that service where we fetch the test data and maybe reset the data to the initial state, or we want to delete some temporary files that were generated. So basically do some after the script has run. And for that, we have another section called after script. And again, a list of commands that we can execute in this section. And here, let's say we're cleaning up temporary files. So this is really the main core structure of GitLab CI/CD pipeline, and everything else will be basically built on top of that. So in the next section, let's actually see how to execute this pipeline and how to see this in action on GitLab CI/CD platform.